Hey, welcome back to Trina Talks. I am your host Trina, and welcome back. So this is actually going to be a very fun episode, I think. I'm going to be saying 16 things that I wish I knew at 16, or kind of like 16 things that I wish I could tell my 16-year-old self type of thing. And also kind of cool because this is the 16th episode for my podcast, so kind of perfect. But yeah, let's get into it because I'm kind of excited. And I feel like I learned a lot from 16 to 19, and I feel like I could share that with other people. So hopefully some of this might be helpful to you if you're 16 or even older than 16 or younger than 16. But let's get into it. The first one is don't be afraid to try new things. I used to be so afraid of trying new things and like getting outside of my comfort zone. We kind of touched on that on the last episode if you listened to that one. But basically, yeah, I was too scared to try anything new, and I feel like that kind of held me back a lot, and I could have done a lot more if I would have pushed myself more. The second thing is it's okay to move at a different pace. I feel like I was always trying to match up with the people around me, you know, like what they were doing. Let's say, I don't know, let's say that they were in a relationship, right? Or they had this many followers, or they were doing this and they were going here and they were with these people. I think I was always trying to match that, when in reality, if you look around, like everybody lives life at such a different pace, and that's what makes it so cool, because like it's your life, your journey, your time. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be in a relationship the same time that I'm gonna be in a relationship, because that's just like not how it works. Like, everybody's timing is different for things. And yeah, some things might line up, like things might be coincidental, whatever, but overall, your timing is gonna be different than everybody else's around you. So I feel like it's not fair to make a comparison of where you're at versus where somebody else is at. Especially, I was doing it with people that like weren't even comparable to me because they were older than me, or they were doing what I was doing longer than me. And I just feel like that's not fair to do to yourself, because at the end of the day, your life, your time, your pace. The third one is eating that piece of cake won't hurt. I kind of struggle sometimes with eating and having a hard time allowing myself to eat things that, you know, maybe are a little more unhealthy, or maybe like don't necessarily fit my diet, because I feel like I'm an athlete, right? I'm a dancer, so I'm always trying to be like better for myself and everything. But I feel like with that, sometimes I would take it too extreme, and suddenly I would be like, okay, no, I can't go out with friends and eat that ice cream. Instead, I'm just gonna sit here awkwardly and not have the ice cream. Like, no, it's okay. You can have that ice cream. You can have that piece of cake. One year, I didn't eat my own birthday cake. How sad is that? Like, genuinely, nothing is worth that. Like, it's okay. It's not gonna hurt you. Like, I really wish I could tell myself that. Would have eaten a lot more cake, but, you know, it is what it is. Number 4 is people come and go. The faster you accept it, the easier it is. I've had a lot of people leave me in life, whether it's family, friends, whatever, and it took me a really long time to realize that that's just normal, and it is what it is, and the faster you accept it, the easier it's going to be on you. And I would say I didn't learn that until I was 19, which is now, and it was always so hard for me. I'd be like, why do people keep leaving? Must be something I'm doing. Like, I must be a terrible person, whatever. I kept trying to like pin it on me, when most of the time it's not even you. It's just like the people that are meant to stay in your life will stay in your life, and the people that aren't, they're gonna leave at some point. Like, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like I was putting so much pressure on like saying it's me and they're leaving because of me. Like, at the end of the day, it's actually not usually even about you. It's just like the timing of things, like where you're supposed to be, where those people are supposed to be, if they're supposed to be in your life or not. And it is what it is. So people are gonna come, people are gonna go, and you kind of just gotta accept that. Sometimes it might be harder, I get that, like if you lose a best friend or lose a relationship or something, but it is what it is. So accept it, and it'll be 10 times easier for you to move on. Number 5, the trends aren't for you. Find your own style. If you look at my outfits from like 2020 through like probably early of 2022, I'd say, I was dressing in trends which first off didn't even look good on me, second off I didn't feel confident in them, and like I had none of my own style, and I hated the clothes that I was wearing. I hated the way they looked on me. I didn't like them, but I was getting them because I was like, oh, I need to fit the trends. You do not need to fit the trends. It's okay to wear trendy pieces, like don't get me wrong, I will go and get some trendy pieces, but it has to match my style. And I'm not buying it because it's a trend, I'm buying it because I like it. And that took me so long to learn, because my style was such a learning curve for me, and I feel like it took me forever to find what I actually like to wear and what I feel confident. I feel like that's the biggest thing. A lot of people, when they're trying to find their style, they just jump to trying out trends. If I could do it all over again, again, I wouldn't try with trends. I would try thrifting because you can get like so many different kinds of styles for such affordable prices, and it gives you the perfect chance to like try out a bunch of new stuff without having the pressure of like, am I gonna like this in a week, you know? So I would suggest that because that's something that I didn't do and I feel like would be 10 times smarter. Number 6 is you don't need to wear makeup every day. I feel like once I started to wear makeup, then I kind of like got addicted to it and I was just wearing it like every day. And I didn't even wear like a full face every day. Sometimes it would just be like concealer, mascara, maybe some blush or whatever. But I was wearing that every day. And it took me so long to realize like what I was doing. I was like, oh, like I don't like my eyelashes naturally or whatever it was. And I started to take a break from it like this past year. And I love myself so much more without makeup now. Like genuinely, I will wake up, I'll put on chapstick, curl my eyelashes, brush up my eyebrows, and call it a day. Because I feel so much more confident without it. Like I genuinely think that I look better without it. So I feel like, yeah, you don't need to wear makeup every day. And it's okay to wear some makeup. And maybe like it might take you a while to get out of that phase. But definitely don't wear like a full face of makeup every day because you don't need it. You're beautiful. Number 7 is it's okay to tell people about your anxiety or it makes you uncomfortable. So in 2019, I started to get really bad anxiety about everything, like going out in crowds or going out to a store even, or just like anxiety in my house, anxiety about tests. Like I was literally anxious about everything and anything, and I had the hardest time telling that to people. Like I would get too scared to tell them. I'd be like, oh, what if they judge me? What if this? What if that? But I feel like it's okay to tell people that you have anxiety, and it's okay to tell people when you're uncomfortable with things. Like there used to be like social situations I'd be put in and I used to tell people like, oh yeah, it's fine or whatever, but I was really uncomfortable. I feel like at the end of the day, you have to put yourself first. So if telling people that you have bad anxiety is going to help you, like I would tell people so that they can know like, oh, maybe I don't want to go here because it's a giant crowd. And it's not that I don't want to go with them. It's that can we maybe go a different day where it's less busy? Or like if I felt uncomfortable being in the situation, I'm going to leave, but it's nothing against you. It's just I feel uncomfortable. And I feel like it's a like better communication thing. It creates a better understanding between you and other people, and it might be hard to say it, but once you say it, it gets easier. So just say it because it's going to help you and the people around you to understand you more and figure out what's going to work to help you. Number 8 is journaling will help you so much, and I mean so much. The way that I've journaled so much since I was 16 is crazy. I really just use my journal as a place to brain dump. So basically, usually I go to like sunset at the lake and I will just take out my journal and I'll dump out all of my thoughts, everything that's on my mind, whether it's good, bad, anxiety, whatever. I feel so much lighter after I do that, and I don't do it enough anymore. Like that's definitely something I'm trying to get back into, and I always forget how good it makes me feel until after I do it. So I'm trying to get into that habit again, but for a while there I was going really strong, and I would highly recommend, like if you're a person who lives in your head a lot or who has a lot of thoughts or a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, like I'm a very emotional based person. I will cry happy, I'll cry sad, I'll cry mad, like type of thing. So I feel like it helped me a lot to kind of get my emotions out without taking them out on other people. Because also sometimes I'm not good at expressing my emotions to other people. And it's not like I would take them out on people. It's like if you ask me what's wrong, I wouldn't know how to tell you. So I feel like journaling is really good for that. Number 9 is being alone over having fake friends. I used to have the biggest FOMO ever. And even though I was surrounded by fake people, I would still go to their parties, I would still hang out with them because I didn't want to have to be sitting at home and see it on my screen instead of being there. Which, don't get me wrong, is still hard. I sometimes still struggle with that. But at the end of the day, I think to myself and I'm like, do I really want to hang out with people who don't have my best interests at heart and who don't really care that much about me? Or would I rather be at home alone, putting in work towards my future and doing stuff that I want to do? And it might be lonely sometimes, but I know that I'm not surrounded by people who don't care about me. And so if you're in that situation, I would say definitely like weigh out the pros and cons and be like, okay, what makes these people fake friends, and is it healthy, and is it best for you to stay around them? Because I definitely stuck around too long and that took me way too long to learn. So if that could help you, that would be amazing, because that was something that someone really needed to tell 16-year-old me because she couldn't get it through her head. I don't know why. Number 10 is read more books. I feel like since I started reading more, I just feel like reading gets easier, if that makes sense. Like I can read other things faster, and like I have more patience when I have to read something, like whether it's for school, for work, for fun, whatever. Like I can sit down and actually enjoy it. And also I just feel like reading is so therapeutic, and like you can like take your little book, go outside, lay in the sun, you know. It's kind of nice. It's kind of like escaping to another world for a little bit. And I've read all different kinds of books, from like fantasy to like self-help books. I love self-help books. I would highly recommend. Two of my favorite ones is Girl on Fire and You Are a Badass. They are so good, and like The second one entirely changed my perspective on life. It sits on my shelf in my room. Like, I'm literally looking at it right now because I just love it that much. And I feel like everyone should read that book, especially if you're kind of stuck in like a stage of like not really having much growth or like not seeing much growth and you're feeling kind of stuck. Highly would recommend. Also, I feel like it kind of just makes you smarter to read more. You know what I mean? Like, you learn more words and like different phrases and everything. Like, there's really no loss to it. So, like, why not? You know, find a book that you like and start reading it. Number 11 is, if you aren't working for it, someone else who wants it more is. And this is something that I've lived with for so long now because I think it's so true. Like, people talk about a lot, you know, like, let's say that you choose to not go and wake up for your 6 a.m. run. Someone out there who wants it more than you is doing that. And sometimes it's hard to hear. It's like a hard reality check, but it's true. Like, you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Because odds are someone else out there either wants it more than you or the same amount as you. So you have to be willing to put in the work to hold yourself accountable, to do this, to do that, to get where you want to be. And that's genuinely changed my mindset so much. Like, if you didn't know, I'm a dancer. I'm on a dance team. And over the summer, I've been training really hard because I'm not the best dancer at all. Like, in fact, I'm probably one of the worst on the team, and I'm going into it knowing that. But I'm like, how badly do I want to get better? And I'm like, I want it really bad because I know that other people on the team also want it. So I'm going to keep pushing myself. And I feel like up until I was like, honestly, I want to say like halfway through being 18 or 19 until I learned that I didn't really know what it meant to work hard in terms of like your dreams. And now I do. And like, when I tell you my whole mindset shifted, it shifted. Like, it's been crazy, and I wish people could kind of like get a glimpse into my head to know what I'm talking about because it feels really cool. Number 12 is, thank you for taking that dance class. That kind of ties into the last topic, but in 2020, when there was COVID, I took an online dance class. Well, it was actually a dance convention, which was crazy. Charlie D'Amelio was teaching it. I don't really know how I ended up there or anything. Like, you had to audition for it, and it was crazy because I had never taken a dance class in my life, and I'm at this convention, which I'm pretty sure was terrible. I was probably so bad, but I was trying my best, and it led me to where I am now. So like, I'm happy that I pushed myself outside of my comfort zone and did that because I feel like it worked out really good for me, you know? Number 13 is, it's okay to not know what you want to do with your life. I feel like when we're young, we have so much pressure put on ourselves to know what we want to do. You know, like, it starts with going to college. People ask you, oh, where do you want to go to college? What do you want to study? Do you plan on going to college? What do you want to do after college? What do you want to get a job in? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? All these questions, that's like, people don't realize it's putting so much pressure on you as a young person when you're just trying to figure out life in general. Like, no, don't ask me if I want to get married. I have no clue. I don't even fully know what it's like to be in love. Don't ask me what I want to do for a job. I haven't even graduated. Like, all this stuff, and I feel like I got so caught up in the idea of having to know what I want to do with my life that I was like, I don't know what to tell people. And I was stressed about it so much. And I finally hit the point where I'm like, it's okay to not know. Also, like, those people don't even need to know. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I have somewhat an idea of what I want to do, but not fully. But I also feel like I don't need to tell those people. Like, why does it matter right now? Those are my dreams and my goals. And before they come to reality, they can be personal. You know, you don't have to share everything with everybody. Number 14 is, you have so many more people to meet and things to experience. Don't be sad because you haven't yet. I had this phase where I was really sad because I felt very stuck in terms of what I was doing, the people I was meeting. I just felt very stuck overall, and I didn't think I was ever gonna get out of that, and it was making me really sad because I was like, are these the only people I'm gonna ever meet? Is this the only experience I'm ever gonna have, is living at my house and doing whatever I was doing? I did not know how much experiences and how many people I had waiting for me when I went to school. Like, it's been crazy, and it's been so fun, and I've learned so much, met so many cool people, had so many cool friendships, and some of those people aren't in my life anymore, but it was really cool while it lasted, you know? And I feel like if I could tell younger me that, I would love to, because boy was she freaking out about if she was ever gonna get unstuck and out of where she was and how she was feeling in that moment. Number 15 is, taking naps is good. I used to hate taking naps. Like, my mom would have to force me to take a nap. Doesn't matter how old I was, I'd be like, this is such a waste of time. Why would I want to spend my day sleeping? Like, the sun is out, I got things to do. But I realized that, like, sometimes you have to sleep, because if you don't sleep, then you're gonna have to do something that you're supposed to be doing, and then what was the point? You know what I mean? I would rather take the time and do something later than I wanted to, but know that I'm rested to do it better than I could have done if I was tired. So just take the nap, you know? Like, I take like 20-minute naps. Those work for me. Like, it doesn't have to be like a 3-hour nap. But don't freak out. Just be like, okay, I'm a human, like I'm not a robot. I need time to rest. It's okay to take a 20-minute nap. Like, it used to be the end all be all for me. Like, my world was about to explode that I had to take a nap. And now I'm like, yeah, I need a nap. I'm gonna go. Doesn't matter if I'm in a social situation. Doesn't matter if I'm working. I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap. Bye. And I feel like that's totally fine. The last one is number 16, and that is growing up isn't that bad. I feel like when I was younger, I used to be terrified of growing up and like terrified of everything that came with it. You know, like paying bills, doing taxes, getting a job, relationships, all of that. And I feel like it's not that bad. Like, it depends how your perspective is 100%. I feel like I choose to treat it more as an adventure, whereas some people choose to treat it as being stressful. So it definitely depends how you look at it. But I feel like it's not that bad, you know? Like, it can be kind of cool. It can be kind of fun. You're learning a lot. You're getting to do new things, meet new people, like I said. So just try to switch your perspective on that if that's how you're feeling. Like, don't be that scared, because I can tell you, as someone who's about to be 20, that it's not that bad and you're gonna be fine. Everything works out. It is what it is, and everything's gonna be okay. Alright, that's gonna be it for this episode. This one was like a little shorter, but I feel like I packed a lot into it, so I didn't want to like throw more into this episode. I feel like it'd be way too much. But thank you so much for listening. I hope it was helpful to somebody out there, because like I said, I really need to hear this stuff. And yeah, make sure to comment if you want, and you could say like something that you've learned throughout your life. I feel like that'd be cool. I like to hear people's experiences and stuff. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.